The Little Prince.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our reading of The Little Prince. In our last episode, we learned where the Little Prince comes from, a tiny planet called asteroid B612, hardly larger than a house. We also talked about how grown-ups care only about numbers and facts, while children see the world with their hearts. Tonight, we are moving on to chapters 6 and 7. We'll find out the answers to both questions about the mysterious Baobabs and the Little Prince's quiet, sad pleasure. Let's begin. As each day passed, I would learn in our talk something about the Little Prince's planet, his departure from it, his journey. The information would come very slowly, as it might chance to fall from his thoughts. It was in this way that I heard on the third day about the catastrophe of the Baobabs. This time, once more, I had the sheep to thank for it, for the Little Prince asked me abruptly, as if seized by a grave doubt, "It is true, isn't it, that sheep eat little bushes?" "Yes, that is true." I am glad. I did not understand why it was so important that sheep should eat little bushes. But the Little Prince added, "Then it follows that they also eat baobabs." I pointed out to the Little Prince that baobabs were not little bushes, but, on the contrary, trees as big as castles, and that even if he took a whole herd of elephants away with him, the herd would not eat up one single baobab. The idea of the herd of elephants made the Little Prince laugh. "We would have to put them one on top of the other," he said. But he made a wise comment. "Before they grow so big, the baobabs start out by being little." "That is strictly correct," I said. "But why do you want the sheep to eat the little baobabs?" He answered me at once, "Oh, come," as if he were speaking of something that was self-evident. And I was obliged to make a great mental effort to understand this problem without any aid. Indeed, as I learned, there were on the planet where the Little Prince lived, as on all planets, good plants and bad plants. In consequence, there were good seeds from good plants and bad seeds from bad plants. But seeds are invisible. They sleep deep in the heart of the earth's darkness until someone among them is seized with the desire to awaken. Then this little seed will stretch itself and begin timidly at first to push a charming little sprig inoffensively upward toward the sun. If it is only a sprout of radish or the sprig of a rose bush, one would let it grow wherever it might wish. But when it is a bad plant, one must destroy it as soon as possible, the very first instant that one recognizes it. Now there were some terrible seeds on the planet that was the home of the Little Prince, and these were the seeds of the baobab. The soil of that planet was infested with them. A baobab is something you will never be able to get rid of if you attend to it too late. It spreads over the entire planet, bores clear through it with its roots. And if the planet is too small and the baobabs are too many, they split it in pieces. "It is a question of discipline," the Little Prince said to me later on. "When you've finished your own toilet in the morning, then it is time to attend to the toilet of your planet, just so, with the greatest care. You must see to it that you pull up regularly all the baobabs. At the very first moment, when they can be distinguished from the rose bushes, which they resemble so closely in their earliest youth. It is very tedious work," the Little Prince added, "but very easy." And one day he said to me, "You ought to make a beautiful drawing, so that the children where you live can see exactly how all this is. That would be very useful to them if they were to travel someday. And if you will tell them it is not an idle fancy. There is a real world out there, a world of a tiny planet where a little prince lives, and where you must be careful of baobabs." I was very glad to hear what he said, and I made the drawing of the Baobabs as you see it here. I drew them very carefully because I wanted to make them look real. "Be careful," the little prince said to me, "or you will make the Baobabs look like roses." But I was already thinking of something else. "Oh, little prince." Bit by bit, I came to understand the secrets of your sad little life. For a long time, you have found your only entertainment in the quiet pleasure of looking at the sunset. I learned that new detail on the morning of the 4th day, when you said to me, "I am very fond of sunsets. Come, let us go look at a sunset now." "But we must wait," I said. "Wait for what?" "For the sunset. We must wait until it is time." At first you seemed to be very surprised, and then you laughed at yourself. You said to me, "I am always thinking that I am at home." Just so. Everybody knows that when it is noon in the United States, the sun is setting over France. If you could fly to France in 1 minute, you could go straight into the sunset right from noon. Unfortunately, France is too far away for that. But on your tiny planet, my little prince, all you need do is move your chair a few steps. You can see the end of the day and the twilight falling whenever you like. One day, you said to me, "I saw the sunset 40 times." And a little later, you added, "You know one loves the sunset when one is so sad." Were you so sad then? I asked, on the day of the 44 sunsets? But the little prince made no reply. That's all for chapters 6 and 7 of The Little Prince. Thank you for watching and listening. Next time, we will continue with chapters 8 and 9. See you then.